Hey Desiree, first I just want to thank you for sharing this. It takes a lot of courage to express this level of vulnerability, so thank you for having that courage. Now, I don't know your history or your situation with the Lord, but what I sense in my spirit is that the longing of your soul is to know that you are loved by your Heavenly Father and that He wants you and that He desires you as a daughter. Now, oftentimes in our immaturity in understanding who God is, we interpret the way that He interacts with us through the filters of our own physical and fleshly understanding. And as a result of that, we can misinterpret the way that He's dealing with us as something other than what it is. The best example I could give is with my kids. You know, they're multiple different ages, right? And when they were young, when they were 3 and 5, the way I dealt with them was the way that you would deal with a 3 and 5 year old. My oldest is 14 now, and he's coming to an age where our relationship has to mature, which means that I can no longer treat him like a 5 year old. I have to treat him like a 14-year-old. And sometimes what that looks like is being hard on him. And when I say hard, I just simply mean not accepting the things that I would have accepted from him when he was 5, because he was a 5 year old. Now he's a 14-year-old. The expectations have raised. And not because I don't love him, not because I want to put pressure on him for some type of satisfaction for myself, but because I know what his capacity and his capability is. And I love him enough to put the pressure on him that is required to cause him to raise up and to go beyond what even he thinks he's capable of. Now, in his immaturity, he might take that as being cruel or being unkind or being uncaring, when the reality is that it's not that I'm not loving him or that I don't love him. It's that I love him enough to endure watching him struggle so that he can become everything that I know that he is capable of being. And in becoming that, he will be happier as a person than if I allow him to stay where he is right now. The problem is that he can't see that yet, because he has not gone to the places I've gone. He hasn't lived the life that I've lived. He hasn't seen the things that I've seen. He hasn't seen what's on the other side. He hasn't seen what life looks like when somebody allows you to stay where you are and to not go on to maturity. And then you go out and you face life unmatured, unprepared, unequipped, and not ready, and not becoming what you're capable of, being surrounded by other people who are coming into their own because they were properly equipped and properly prepared, and you're left unprepared trying to play a game and engage a life that you're not equipped for. These are the things that he can't see yet, because he's still a child, because he hasn't gone to that place yet. He hasn't had to face those things yet. And as his father, it's my responsibility to know those things and be willing to endure the struggle of walking him through that process, even when he doesn't understand it. And my experience, the same thing is true sometimes with the Lord. When the Lord is trying to call us into a deeper level of relationship with him, or he's trying to elevate our understanding of things, there's a gap between what we know and understand today, the way we understand love in our immaturity, and the way that we understand love in our maturity. There is a gap between those two things. And during the times where he is elevating our understanding of love, sometimes it can feel as though he's being distant, not because he doesn't love us or because he's not willing to come for us, but rather because he is inviting us to join him in a new place that is beyond anywhere that we've ever been before. Now, as I said, I don't know your situation or your relationship with the Lord, and Everything that I'm sharing with you may not be relevant, but I just wanted to share some of my own experiences with this. And then again, just what I sense in my spirit is that that God may be calling you to a deeper and more intimate relationship. And he's not being distant. He's not trying to be cruel or unkind, but rather he loves you enough to allow you to wrestle with these things so that when you enter into that place with him, when you choose to pursue him and to engage that deeper relationship, you'll know unequivocally, without a doubt, that it was your own choice. I'll leave you with this. I get the feeling that your autonomy is very important to you. That if there's even a hint of manipulation or coercion coming from the other side of a situation, that's something that you might have a sensitivity to. And the Lord knows that too. And one of the things that I've seen in relationship with him is that he always wants to make sure that we know that we chose to follow him, and it wasn't under manipulation and it wasn't under coercion. And so sometimes when he withdraws, it is so that that choice is solely ours. And that is a deep act of love, because what you have to understand is that your Father longs for nothing more than to be with you and to be connected with you. He desired that so much that he sent his own son to die on a cross on your behalf to make a way for you to have that relationship. And not just to make a way, but even more importantly, to demonstrate his love for you once and for all, so that there could be no question about his intentions towards you. Because ultimately, that's what we doubt. We don't doubt God's power. His power is evident in creation. What we doubt is his intentions towards us. This was the same thing that caused Eve to stumble. Satan was able to point out the fact that Eve could not point to anything that was able to unequivocally demonstrate that God's intentions towards her were good. Because at that point, she had no capacity to evaluate good and evil on her own without eating of the fruit. So Jesus' death was not just a resolution to the problem of sin and the separation from God, but I think more importantly, it was a resolution to the question of God's intentions towards you. And if his intentions towards you are good, then you're safe to draw near to him. And so that would be what I would say to what you expressed in your comment. I hope you find that helpful, Desiree. Like I said, I don't know your situation and I don't know your history, and so I can only speak from what I can read and just what I sense in my spirit. So, as I said, I hope you found that helpful.